Colin Dan here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life. gbhblofficial for short. It's reaction time as we're going to ban. I just don't know. I don't know them. Paledusk with the track Slay, and apparently it features Hideyoshi, and I don't know who that is either.
Japanese band. I know them because they toured with Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
A little while ago. I really enjoy it. We actually have done a song of theirs before on here called forgotten it. Something Horse.
Oh, I think I do vaguely remember this now. Vaguely, God, yeah. I think it was a while ago, but I vaguely remember imagery. I think you're right. Was Brendan part of that? I think Brendan might have been part of that as well.
He might have been. The song was called Pale Horse.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, it doesn't stick in the mind, but then that doesn't mean anything about the band at all. So
yeah, I enjoyed the song.
What, any particular reason? Was there anything that particularly stood out for you?
I actually I just looked at the cover art and went, "Oh, that's nice cover art." I listened to it a couple of times. I was like, I enjoyed it. I cannot remember anything at the minute. Once it starts playing, I imagine I will.
Say no more, then we won't hang around. We'll just dive straight in. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go. Holy fuck.
Yeah, they're really weird. Also, like, the energy they bring is just...
It's a new day. It's a new day.
That last little riff reminds me like loads of Philippia.
Yeah. So maybe you know the answer. Who in that is Hideyoshi? Is he one of the other vocalists?
Yeah.
Okay, so who the fuck's playing the saxophone?
I don't know.
Is someone in that band a saxophone player? Because I can't find if they are, and it's
I want to presume it's a sample.
Which is then right. Okay, I'm gonna be straight about this. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. but absolutely terrible at the same time.
It's Lotus all over again.
It's literally no, but it's literally this thing where I generally don't quite understand what the fucking point of it was. And I asked these questions. Can you do this live? I don't think you fucking could. I feel like it's a joke. I feel like it's a joke because what you've just done is thrown everything into a track. And while it has rhythmic structure and is listenable, the shift in the tonal stuff, while it's fun on the first listen, I think that just ended up pissing me off more and more. Now, here's the thing. The shit that you wouldn't think I like is the stuff I actually like about it. I like the saxophone. I love it. I hear it all the time, used smartly in metal tracks. Used here as a sample, potentially, unless I'm wrong and someone actually is playing a saxophone, but then fucking show them. And according to the band list, no one in that plays a saxophone, vocals, guitar, and drums. Paledusk, 4 members.
Really quickly, there is a saxophone solo in the final song of the Pop album, which you'll love.
I got no problem with elements like that. I got no problems with electronica and stuff like that. But quickly, I realized that after a minute and a half, that was it. There was nothing else new there. And it repeated several times over. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now let me just kind of wrap this up because I kind of want to express the fact that I also think I also think it's brilliant because I think it's boundary pushing, and boundary pushing never does any harm, even if it's something that can never be replicated live, or it's generally just one of those things where we're like, we're just going to go a bit crazy and we're going to have a bit of a silliness about it, and it's going to be a blast of energy and all that. Great, get attention with that track, and let's see what else you can do around it. So there's absolutely nothing about that, but I feel irritated. I feel irritated by it. But also, right, and I guess maybe this is an age thing, but this kind of hyperactive, fast-paced mix of electronica and other strange elements with a metal sort of computerized sound track is not new to me. In fact, I go all the way back to the 90s. Do you ever hear of Mad Capsule Markets? That's a Japanese band that I briefly had a dalliance with in the late 90s, Mad Capsule Markets. And they were playing some hyperactive from Japan, mix of electronica, metal, and things like that. I still think they're around. I don't think they're not. I just like it was a brief dalliance for me. But through that, I thought, these guys are like a modern day Mad Capsule Markets. But I think that was coming from the energy more than anything else. But here's the thing. Without the video, I was wondering if I would get the same level of energetic vibe that I did when you're seeing them jumping around and throwing themselves around and stuff like that. And the last thing I'm going to sort of say is I generally, in fact, at the end, I had to ask you, who the fuck was Hideyoshi in that? He didn't add piss all. But then I don't know what, I'm presuming the main vocalist in the chorus is the main vocalist. So what was Hideyoshi doing? Because I know there was a second
he had like a verse.
There. Yeah.
He had like a whole verse to himself.
Oh man, well, I did not pick up on that then. I did not pick up on that. I did not pick up on that at all. But maybe that's because I don't know anything else by them. Perhaps if I did, then I'll be able to identify the difference in the voices. I'll be honest, I forgot. I thought he was the sax player and that they had two vocalists all the way through.
No.
So like, but Dan, when you hear that much saxophone, you're presuming someone is playing a saxophone.
Yeah.
Good God.
I have to presume it's a sample because it's like the same noise over and over again.
It is. And I guess maybe I'm a big fan of the band Shining, the saxophone jazzy weirdos from Norway. Big fan of that. I've seen them live, play the saxophone on stage live. So the suggestion that you're utilizing that and not doing it just because throw it in there, it's a little bit weird, it's a little bit wacky, makes me go, and I'm not just being a grumpy old man when I do that. Have fun, go nuts. I think if I have a funny feeling, right, that if this comes my way again in the future, I have a funny feeling that I'm gonna annoyingly have it on a playlist in my car, and when it comes on, be like, yeah, I kind of like this. And in my car, it's I know, like that's my mindset because I keep coming back this thing where I'm almost sounding like I'm slamming it and I hate it and it's horrible and all that. I've got my negatives, I certainly are, but I keep coming back this thing going, why can I hear the chorus in my head still?
Yeah, here's the thing. They're like really catchy. I listen to it like I like whenever new Paledusk comes out, I give it a spin. I like them as artists. I like a lot of what they do. so now they just become part of my regular listening, you know.
Fair enough.
That side of the world is like doing really well at the minute for music. And so when it came up, I was like, I don't know who Hideyoshi is, but I'll give it a listen, and I really liked it. You know, the samples used, like the drink can opening it, pouring, and like the little dings here and there are really nice touches, I think.
To a degree, I think it gets a bit kitchen sinky though. Do you
see
not
that.
think? You know, like if it's too much, too many different ideas, you kind of like, well, I can't focus on one, so I end up ignoring one because here comes another, and here comes another one of that, and stuff like that. I think it's quite interesting that the things you're highlighting are things that I like as well. I like a lot of that. I am also a fan of hip hop and metal, like mixed together. I got no issue with that. Shit, that's new metal. That goes back to the fucking 90s. All right, that was a lot of shit stuff, but it's nothing new in fucking metal. And if it's done well, I think for the most part, it's done pretty well here.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
The lyrics, though, woo! I picked up on a lot of them, and now I've just gone to read them, and I really, really don't like them. I guess it ties in with the sort of
young people energetic.
Yeah, and like the idea that this is almost a bit of a throwaway song. I mean, lyrics like "all of my friends, let's go crazy, don't be lazy, let's go to the party." It's like, ooh,
I think
that's some Mark Twain shit there, isn't it?
I think obviously English is their second language as well. Like half the lyrics are in Japanese.
Yes, but
I mean, at the end of the song, they go da 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 da. You know.
Yes, you say that, but to be fair, also because I suspect what this actually is it's partially the ones that aren't being translated. This is not in the comments. This is on the actual description.
Yeah,
so these lyrics should be accurate. But like, I mean, I'm not like, not everybody writes. I mean, Jesus Christ, James Hetfield is one of the best vocalists in the world, for Metallica, obviously, and has written some horrendous lyrics. So it's not always top drawer shit. Do you know what I mean? Dan's written some terrible lyrics. He's written Blair, you know,
twice.
So there you go. I think like it's going to be a song that I'm going to hear in my head for a while yet. And that, I guess, is really a good thing for them. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's a good thing for me. And I think, like, if someone came to me and said, oh, have you heard this Paledusk track, Slay? For starters, I'm going to remember it now. But also, I'd be like, yeah, I have. And I'd stop being like, I almost wouldn't want to say, I can't, I want to sit in the fence for this one. I really do. It's like Marmite. I'm not, well, no, I hate Marmite, so that's not like Marmite. But like, it's like something where I'm like, I know I won't go out my way to eat it. I will never go out my way to eat it. But if I do end up having it by whatever chance, I'm always like, yeah, you know what? It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I like that.
I don't think this is their best song. They released a song a couple months ago called Black Ice, which I absolutely adore. If you get the time, stick it on at some point.
Not yet. I need a break.
yeah, of course. We're now, it's like 2 hours now, you know.
Yeah. Well, I meant more. I need a break after listening to that one. Paledusk.
Yeah.
If that's the other thing as well, I guess. Could you? I'm not obviously not all tracks would be like this, but imagine they're all in the same vein or imagination as this, with unique elements, a lot of throwing the kitchen sink at it. I'm like, could you do a whole album of this? And that's like, ooh, I don't know, man. That could get tiresome. But
it depends who you are, because like this is a lot of what I listen to, you know, absolutely mental, like chucking everything into it, you know.
Yeah, but I listen to loads of that as well, just not in this style. I mean, it just depends on the genre, I think, as well, more than anything else. We've done a few in this video little run that kind of not was similar to this, but like we go back to Thornhill. What is that if not throwing fucking ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks? You know, hoping it doesn't slide down like a smelly shit. It's no different here with Paledusk. You know, it's just more of like, okay, it'd be a lot of it at one time might underplay the quality of the ones that are really good. Like in an album, say there's an album of 10 tracks or 11 tracks, and 7 of them are good, 3 of them are great, and 1 of them is bad. So I mean, do those great ones get weighed down because you're so overpowered by everything? I don't know. It's just these thoughts that go through my head when I sort of look at them and think, okay, But I like I guess I like the inventiveness. I like the imagination in it. Just, you know, if we are right and it's not an official Saxophone player, please correct us if you know the answer in the comments, because it's certainly not visible to us here. But if you're going to use sax on a regular basis, man, get a sax player. You know,
Yeah,
for some reason, I really like jazz elements utilizing metal. It's been coming up more. It's a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun. Yeah. Paledusk Sleigh featuring Hideyoshi. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?